Basketball League bounced into action last night as newcomers Min Yi Prince took on last year's runner-up Typhoon at the Geylang Indoor Stadium. But basketball wasn't the only attraction of the revamped league. The fans getting value for money, dance music, pom-pom girls and free gifts. Jason Offord reports.
The S-League season might be over, but sports-crazed fans need not fret. Another league offering as much razzle-dazzle and action is back and is bound to satisfy. It's the new-look, almost professional basketball Tiger Beer Challenge, which got off to a colourful and energetic start last night at the Geylang Indoor Stadium. After a closely contested friendly media game that the Tiger Golds narrowly won 46-45 in the dying seconds, it was time to bring on the real thing. The five teams, the Street Rock Wildcats, the Dragons, Sin Ki Tycoon, Min Yi Prince and Typhoon, were introduced. The new foreign imports attracting much attention. The opening game pitted last year's runners-up Typhoon in the white against newcomers Min Yi Prince, and it wasn't long before both sides found the net. Fielding former national players Pe Yi Po and Sia Teng Sia, alongside American imports Marcus Timmons and Cecil Morning Jr., paid dividends. Prince edging ahead 20-11 in the opening quarter. American Andre Lafleur, former Houston Rocket, and compatriot Cameron Burns eased Typhoon's early woes as they stormed back to snatch the lead 29-28 on the bell. Into the second, and Prince went on a shooting spree, taking an 11-point lead into the break at 61-50. The third quarter started no differently for Typhoon as they quickly found themselves down by 15, 72-57. Strong Prince defence was the key as Morning and Timmons found easy hang time. Typhoon, no stranger to danger, kept plugging away, a three-pointer on the bell sneaking them back to a respectable 93-79. In the last quarter, Typhoon looked all but gone when Prince got into triple figures, but someone didn't tell number 15, Lafleur, who started netting the threes. The 31-year-old 1.92-metre guard got Typhoon back to within one at 107-106 with just 3:30 on the clock. His tally for the quarter, a remarkable 27. But it wasn't enough. Prince didn't hit the panic button, fighting off the late charge with some classy play to come home with the win, 122-115. 25-year-old Simmons top-scored for Prince with 43. Morning had 34. Lu Chu Keong bagged a few threes for 16. While Lafleur was the hero for Typhoon with 54. Burns 30. Loa Miang Quang 11.
I'm happy about it, but, you know, a lot of times we need to adjust to a lot of mistakes that we had during the game, turnovers and stuff. You know, just trying to get the ball across the half court, we need to look at it and say, hey, you know, if we up, they need to catch up with us, so we need to control the game.
We'll get better as it goes along. My job is to help the other guys that are from here to get into the offense, the defense, and to help them out a little more, since we're considered to have to give them a little more leadership. I guess, you know, if we show them that we'll play hard, then they'll come out and they'll play hard in return for us.
Their presence respected in a team eager to learn as much as possible from the big boys.
It's fun having them, and they are really, you know, spirited fighters. Yeah.
You must be learning a lot from them?
Oh yes, especially Marcus. He has been teaching us a lot of things. Yeah, teaching us a few moves and stuff like that.
The opening night a success, the 3-month league looking good in the eyes of the players who have just about seen it all.
As they keep bringing the imports in and doing some development with them and getting recognition players who've been in NBA, who've been playing CBA, and, you know, what's their background. And if people know what college basketball was and what they did, you know, I think during this situation, you know, Singapore basketball can step up just like the Australian league.
It's a nice tournament. It's nice. They set it up nice, and I like Singapore. Singapore is a good place to try to adapt to if you've never been anywhere, as far as the environment and stuff. So it's nice here. I like it. I like this, and I like the tournament.
And you think it's going to be a success?
It should be. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't.
The action continues tonight at the GIS at 8 p.m. when the Wildcats take on the Dragons. Tickets are $8 to $10. Season passes are $50 for adults, $20 for students. Matches will be played every Friday, Saturday and Sunday from next week.
And Jason Offord. And welcome back to Sports Scene. Some hot basketball action was witnessed earlier this week when the Street Rock Wildcats took on the fired-up Dragons in the Tiger Beer Challenge. Jumpin' Jason Offord has the story.
Having put together a team just a month ago and with their 2 imports arriving a day before the game, the Street Rock Wildcats were always going to do it tough against the new look and fired-up Dragons. Fielding 3 of the game's tallest, Bernard Williams, Joe Hurst and China Zhang Zulai, the Dragons in red dominated the first quarter with hustling rebounds, tight defence and copybook shooting. Even with Americans Darryl Johnson and Tony Brown leading the charge for the Wildcats, they struggled with accuracy. Valuable points from the stripe keeping them in the game at the first break, 28-36. In the second quarter, Vocal Cats coach Kevin Reese made his presence felt from the sidelines, but it was to no avail. The Dragons running away with a 32-point lead after some Jordanesque-like moves from Williams. He finished the half with 21, the score 76-44. The pace and heat took its toll. Wildcats forward Johnson taken to hospital at the break, suffering dehydration. It was a major blow, the Wildcats losing their top scorer and their direction. The Dragons took an unassailable 104-73 lead into the final term, and after stretching it to 40 with 6 minutes to go, their imports were given a well-earned rest. The local boys didn't disappoint, showing the crowd how to do it Singaporean style. So it's the Dragons turning up the heat in their first match, taming the Wildcats with an impressive display. Lanky guard Joe Hurst doing most of the damage. Final score 130-90. The 32-year-old guard finishing with a game-high 14 rebounds and 33 points. Williams top scored with 36. Veteran Zulai hit 17, as did Wee Kim Chai. For the Wildcats, Brown scored 21. Johnson and Lim Hong Leong each had 14, while Chan Hui Beng finished with 12.
It's still early days, so yeah, everybody's pretty happy. Always happy when you get a W. Winners are grinners, as they say. But I knew that, you know, they're Americans. They just arrived yesterday, and they were going to be really tired. And one of the guys actually had to leave because of dehydration. So I knew that that was going to be a problem. I knew that their chemistry was probably going to be a problem because they don't really know each other. So I thought we'd get up, but I didn't think it was going to be the way that it was.
The locals, they played as best as they could play under the circumstances of us just trying to gel a team together. And other than today was the first time we ever played as a team. The imports came in, a little jet lagged and whatever, but I've seen a lot of good things, and I think that possibly that some good has came out of this.
Early days for the Wildcats, he says. No need to push the panic button just yet.
We have, I think, maybe 6, 7 more games left. There's no way in the world to start running home and trying to take the furniture out the house because the house is on fire. The fireman is coming. Okay, so that TDK, okay, Tony, Daryl, and Kevin, we and the Wildcats, we will be back. Tonight, Jimmy Lim, for one, he's a young fella that I've had the pleasure of coaching since I've been here in Singapore. I was very pleased with him, and he seems like he's going to be a good contribution to the Wildcats this year.
Here's the table after the weekend's first round. The Dragons on top, followed by Prince, Typhoon and the Wildcats. Tycoon will make their first appearance against Prince on Friday night. On Saturday, the first round losers Typhoon and the Wildcats go head-to-head, while on Sunday, Tycoon is back again to take on the Red Hot Dragons.
And back home, the Red Hot Dragons took on Tycoon in the Tiger Beer Challenge on Sunday night at the Geylang Indoor Stadium. Jason Offord has the report.
Returning to the GIS after a come-from-behind win on Friday night against Prince, Tycoon were revved up for their clash with the informed Dragons, the winner to move to outright top of the table. The Dragons, fresh from a week off, made their intentions clear, their 2 imports, Joe Hurst and Bernard Williams, taking it to the opposition. As the league's top foreigners took mental notes, Tycoon's erratic shooting saw the Dragons pull away 35-25 at the first break, 65-47 at the half. The tension mounted in the second, both teams hustling for every point. With their ex-Chinese internationals on the bench, neither was at full strength, but it was the Dragons making the most of it, the local boys in step with the imports. Tycoon was forced to throw it around as the Dragons defended their lead, American star Nick Stewart's individual flair saving face. The Dragons' imports also dazzled the crowd, their lead up to 34 in the last quarter. Tycoon coach Lim Lo Huat wasn't a happy man, but his terse words lifted his lethargic 5 to greater heights. But some handy fast breaks saw the Dragons well on their way, and with the result beyond doubt, it was time to jam. First, Big Bernard showing his style, and then Stewart at the other end hanging tough. Final score, the Dragons 119, Sing Ki Tycoon 94. The Dragons' Wee Kim Chai was the top local scorer with 20 points, 12 from general play and 8 from the stripe. Hurst was their best with 38, while Williams nailed 32 and soared for 20 rebounds. For Tycoon, Stewart top scored with 39. Import Tony King hit 23.
I'm quite happy, except that I should have shot more. But I think the fact that by first quarter we were like leading 10 over points, and by halftime we were like over 30, I guess we didn't really been very aggressive in scoring, and we just tried to play the game, let the game flow, maintain the lead. So we could have played better. I think we could have played better.
The difference is, me and Joe, we play on the same team back in Australia, and we come out here and we play good hard defense, and the other guys just follow. They play good hard defense too. Then that just helps us on offense. So that's why we're able to gel together as a group at the moment.
We really like to have is Bernard Williams. He's real good in rebound. I think he got most rebound tonight. He rebounds. That's what we really need. We have offensive, we have defensive rebounds, and the boys, local boys, just have to blend in. And it's really easy on our part to blend in. Yeah.
So the Dragons remain on top with 2 from 2. Typhoon, Prince and Tycoon with 1 win apiece. The Wildcats yet to post a win. The challenge continues on Friday night at the GIS, with Prince taking on the Wildcats at 8 p.m, On Saturday night, it's the Typhoon and the Dragons doing battle, while on Sunday night, the Wildcats face Tycoon.
On to basketball.